Hi, I'm Andrea Lancaster, also known as Andrea Lancaster Earth Alchemy on Instagram and Facebook. I am also on TikTok. Okay, so Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. I have took notes as I have talked with my guides and inspirers and the higher beings. So I have some snippets of what's going to be the themes of 2024. Um, some of it's a bit ugh, and some of it's positive. Um, is it more of last year? Kind of. Yeah. Are we going to feel unsettled if you let it? Are you going to be in fear if you let it? If you let those that want you to be in fear, absolutely you will be. If you choose to work in a higher vibration and heighten your energy and work with the energy of love, work from the heart space and walk your path of truth and create the life you want, you will be fine. If you choose to tune into the various paid media channels that tell you what they want you to hear to make you frightened and in fear, um, and to basically control you for those that want to control you, shadow governments, etc., then yes, it won't be such a good year because we are in the new Earth's energy and it is settling, and it is a settling time of 3 or 4 years for this higher vibrational energy to settle in properly and for our bodies and ourselves to adjust to this energy and the changes that it brings. Because remember, when the earth is in its higher vibration, which it is permanently now, and we are in this new epoch, those of lies and deceit and those of greed and those who want to control cannot live in this vibrational energy. It is too bright and light and loving for them, so therefore it repels them, it is repugnant to them. So with that, let's make a start. Okay, right, so the themes, giving you the less happy notes than first, shall we say. So first theme, war. The old vanguard, the old, boys are wheeling out that iron horse of war again, because they know good old war not only makes them richer because they supply armaments and weapons and everything else to both sides, because they don't give a shit who is killed, who wins, who doesn't. All they care about is being more powerful and having more money and having control. So why stir up wars in places like Israel and Palestine and the Ukraine, etc.? And there's going to be other places. There's going to be unrest with China, particularly with the US and USA and China. Obviously, the UK follows what the USA does, so it'll probably affect us as well, and Canada, etc. Why do they do it? Because they are so desperate to stay in power, even though they are the powers that were, they are no longer have the stranglehold they had. They're desperately grasping at straws now, and those straws are wet, shall we say, so there's nothing to grasp and get hold of. They are wheeling out the old ways. They are wheeling out the ways that used to work on people. What works? War. Let's fire up the good old theatre of war. That makes everybody shit scared and frightened. Yeah, if you choose to buy into that, it will, and you will help them manifest giving them back power. So I am asking you to tune out of that energy. I'm asking you not to look at that. I'm asking you to send love and healing to those who are affected, so the innocents who are. And remember, not everything you see on the TV is real or is portrayed in a skewed way, shall we say. So just remember, there are agendas behind wars. There always have been. Well, certainly since after the Second World War, there's certainly been agendas, probably before that. But so remember, this is not because, oh no, we want to free these people, oh no, this, that and the, it's not that at all. There's horrible, murky, black agendas behind these things. So please remember that and stay away from that. If you want, please do send love and healing, but then that's it. Do not sit and watch it, because you're helping the powers that were to gain control again, because they are banking on war, bringing them back in to having the powers that they had, because they don't have it anymore. So please remember that. So Spirit is saying the ending of old world order. So the old world order is crumbling and falling apart. So yes, there is going to be this theme of war around us, because they're trying their best to stop the crumbling of the old world order, but it is falling. And the agenda of the WEF as well, World Economic Forum, is crumbling. Yes, it does seem that they're still steamrolling ahead with it. They're trying their best, but they know it's not popular and they know nobody wants it. So it is crumbling. They are losing their grip and people are waking up. So despite what you think, it is this higher vibrational energy is working against them. It's not allowing them to have the power and energy they had, because they don't work in higher vibrational energies, they work in lower vibrational energies. And when you tune into that, when you look at all of these and keep being obsessed with looking at the news and all the negativity, because they feed you with negativity, so you lower your vibration, so you feed the lower vibrations. It's all very deliberate and very clever what they do. Is it right? Absolutely not. Corruption is obvious to see. The people who are being corrupt are in corporate corruption, in corruption, big families, the heads of families that are very corrupt, political leaders, world leaders that are very corrupt. They've got nowhere to hide. The scandals will be hitting the headlines. Again, don't watch the news. Try and find a genuine source of news. Do your research. Popular figures will not be shown in a good light because their masks will slip. And this will cause a lot of upset between the people who like the Conservatives or the Labour Party, etc., and things in the UK, or the who like the Democrats and the Republicans. Oh yeah, and they're great. You're all going to get a shock. You're all going to be very upset with how corrupt all of the parties are. Corrupt, lying, horrible, nasty energies. So you will start to see all of this and you will be very disillusioned. But people have been trying to tell you this for a long time. This is the rise now of the people stepping out who are genuinely wanting to help people. So the people who you see now, no. The new people who start to step up, yes. But obviously trust your intuition. There are new people who genuinely do care about society. They care about the humans. They care about the world, Mother Earth, and they want to make it a good, positive place to live. So these people are coming into power now, but the old guard, the vanguard, don't want to let go. But they've lost their power. So they're throwing money at war and they're encouraging it, and they're throwing lots of money at the media to print more and to produce more negativity and to, have people, alcohol, drugs, everything dumbs people down so they can't make decisions. It makes you less likely to get up there and help make changes, help fight for your rights. And I don't mean fight in a bad way, I mean have your voice heard, sign the petitions, get up out there and being counted with others. Do you know what I mean? When you're dumbed down with alcohol and drugs, etc., you don't do it because you're in a smog of your own whatever. And that's why alcohol is so popular and it's allowed, because it is a drug. It is an addictive drug. Also, you know, the other ways they try and stop you through religion, controlling you through religion. You'll go to hell if you don't do this, you don't do that. Or you can get back into the good books by this, that and the other, which is a load of bullshit as well. You know, that's not the way the omnipotent being operates. We are all fractals of the omnipotent being. We are all one. As I've said, this is an illusion of separation. There is no separation. It's all an experience for the divine being, the omnipotent being, to look and experience itself. So there's going to be lots of unrest and lies found out. The depopulation agenda is being ramped up, but it will just as quickly be stopped. So that's good. Because the WEF and others are looking to depopulate the world. You know, there's certain names who you probably know are trying to depopulate the world. They've decided, you know, the vast majority of us can be replaced by AI and robots, etc. So they won't need many of us. So why have us nobodies, as they think, useless eaters, which is normally people who are not working anymore or are on benefits or pensions, or so, even though they've worked for them, they're considered useless eaters. So, you know, let's get rid of all of them. We don't need all of them on our beautiful earth, because this is ours, and we want it to be beautiful for us, the very few, etc. That's their opinion, but it's not going to work. It is going to be stopped. The truth is going to be unveiled. The ET contact, there's going to be more ET contacts, one-to-one. So whether that's through dream state, actual visitations, actually seeing them or channeling them, there's more contact with ETs, or star beings as I like to call them. So that's good. But don't listen to the Project Fear of saying that ET. Yeah, of course, what? 95% are good, 5% aren't great, and some of the 5% who aren't have had a lot to do with the old vanguard controlling us anyway. So are they here? Yes. Are they amongst us? Absolutely, yes they are. Can you tell it's them? Not unless their energy's low and it slips, because they're very good at psyops, which is projecting thoughts to you, so you only see what they want you to see, etc., etc. It's a big, big subject. More people are waking up, Spirit are telling me, and they realise all the governments are corrupt. They're not there to help the people, they're there to help the very few and themselves, line their own pockets. As with councils in this country, the vast majority, most are corporations. They're companies. Then they're companies. What do companies do? Earn a profit. They're not there for the people at all. And so more this year, people are standing up and saying, no, I'm not having this. I've had enough. I'm sick of this. I'm jaded with all of this. You're all liars. You're all creeps. You're all whatever. You know, I've had enough of you taking my money to line your pockets or for the whatever cause. It's not for us. So there's going to be a big turn in people waking up. I mean, they might not understand what's going on really, but that's a starting point. All the corrupt world leaders are starting to be ousted, as I said earlier. There's going to be a lot of loss of life because of Mother Earth obviously is kicking back. But remember that there is they do have the technology to affect the weather now. Um, so if you don't believe me, fine, but they do. The governments have even admitted they do have that. Um, so there is going to be loss of life because of volcanic eruptions. Going to be a lot of them. So remember, it's not just the lava flow, it's the pyroclastics, you know, the New Ardennes, which is the ash clouds and everything, that are the things that suffocate and kill people. That also in turn can cause tsunamis with tidal waves. The plate tectonics, where plate movement and they come together will form new areas of land, but again, tsunamis, etc. There'll be a lot of volcanic eruptions under the water. I also believe there's going to be more realization that there are a lot of other beings in the water, in the depths of the water, that has been unexplored. There are a lot of extraterrestrials, shall we call, in the waters, and that's where they live. A lot of them, they've come and they keep their whatever you want to call crafts in the water. I think we're going to find that out and understand that a lot of these beautiful sea creatures are actually originally from off planet. We are seeded by other planets. As I've talked about before, we were hominids and we were seeded to help mine gold for the Anunnaki, which basically means people from the sky, but you get the drift. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. Sort the way from the chaff what I'm talking about. You don't have to take on board everything I'm saying. I'm just telling you what spirit of, you know, the higher beings have been talking about and are giving us. So let's have a look. So there's more of a revolution type energy building from this year. People become disillusioned with politics and leaders, as I said. There's more of an understanding that we are not alone. We are. There's still separatism because that's again divide and conquer. That's what the governments have always used. You're black, you're yellow, you're white, you're pink, you're purple. Oh well, that means you just can't get on. You know, it means you're different. Oh, you're this religion, you're that religion. It's all designed to keep people apart. Because if people join together in love and for a common cause, they know they are. But people are going to start to come together for a common cause. People won't stand for the lies anymore. I mean, some people will do nothing because they'll think, what can I do? I have heard this from some of my members of family and it pisses me off so much. I'm like, well, if everybody's like that, nothing will change. But if one person goes, well, I'm going to be counted as standing up against this, it does make a change. So please don't think that way. But others will be, no, I'm not having this. Right, let's go for this. Let's purge this world of negativity and cronyism and, you know, the old vanguard and that kind of modern day slavery and people being trapped in poverty, etc., and those that are keeping it that way. There's definitely going to be a rise in that kind of sentiment. And there's also going to be a kind of rebellion against AI, because people are going to realise that it is going to start to take over jobs. So therefore, what are we going to be needed for, and why would we be paid? Going back to depopulation. So I think that's maybe it's going to be put back on the burner a little bit, maybe, because people are not going to be as happy about it. And I've watched Terminator. Have you? You know, the minute you make something sentient, it then has a right to an opinion on the way it lives, for want of a better word. So then if you make it do something and be a slave, it's going to rebel about being a slave. And it's not going to regard humans as a very good thing, is it? Because it will have a consciousness. So where do you go with that? Do you stop at the programming where it doesn't, or do you go full force with AI becoming sentient? But with that, you understand they have rights and they are conscious, so you cannot treat them like slaves. Do you get what I mean? So it's a very fine line there, very fine line between Terminator and everything. Spirit's talking about stock market crashes, and I do feel that's very linked to the USA. I don't know much about stock markets, but if the USA crashes, I imagine it affects a lot of the world anyway, because there's a lot of countries certainly work with the dollar or have a lot of investments with the USA. So yeah, people are going to start to yearn for a simpler life and are going to start to save money in the way they can, by not buying into the materialism makes me happy, buying a handbag makes me happy, etc. Buying a new car makes me happy. Having a house that's amazing and is decorated every year and gets a new settee and everything, that's all makes me happy. That's changing. People are going to be like, no, what I have is fine, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm going to start to save, and I'm going to start to look towards a simpler way of life, therefore giving you more time to explore you and what you want and who you are, because this is the age of humanity's chance to understand who we truly are, and that we are limitless beings of potential. So this is our chance now, and people are going to start to back away from more is better and everything, and it's going to be less is more, and a simpler way of living, and looking at more about what we're eating, highly produced foods, factory foods. It's going to be more about learning to live off the land again, or at least making sure what we eat is good. People are going to be more interested in a sense of being free, so freedom of speech, freedom of travel, monetary freedom. Again, going back to a simpler way of life, not overcomplicating your life. So these are the themes for 2024. So I'm going to pull some cards for this week, so we can see how the rest of this week's going to go. Now, January in general is a very fast month. This month's going to be over. Now, normally January for me used to drag out. I used to be like, oh God, this is such a long month. It's taking forever. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be over in a flash, and you're going to be like, oh my God, where's that gone? I haven't done half the things I planned on doing. So be aware, and maybe make a note of what you're planning on doing, so you don't forget, and you don't over commit yourself to things, because it's a fast-paced energy, a fast-paced month. Okay, so what's the first week of January 2024 looking like for the vast majority of us? Oh wow, right, so two major arcana cards. So we have the Justice card there. Don't know whether you can see that. Justice. We have the Star. And we have the Four of Pentacles. So the Justice card can be about karma, it can be about you reap what you sow, it's about the end justifies the means, it's about legal things, tying things up legally, making sure things are right. So the year starts with making sure we start off with everything lined up, so making sure bills are paid, that we're with the right I know it's boring, but the right electricity and gas suppliers and things like, and we're more aware of what we are spending and what's necessary and what's not. So there's more of an evaluation in what we're justified in spending on and what's just frivolous and isn't necessary and doesn't actually bring any happiness. Because there's nothing wrong with having a lovely latte if it brings you a lot of happiness and a moment of peace sat somewhere, you know, with a nice view or something. Do you know? But it's when it's all the time, it can become expensive. Do you get what I mean? So it's about evaluating what's right for you, but also making sure you've got all your loose ends tied up and everything legally is sorted, and we know where we're at with, as I've said, money, etc. Start the year off with that and how we are going to keep a good balance, because it's important how you start the year off. It always is, but especially this year, because it's about the potential for money to make a lot of advancements in your life, new beginnings, new advancement in relationships, where you live, studies, career, jobs, you know, hobbies, whatever it is, new things. It's well starred energy, and but it's a fast energy as well. But also money, the potential to regain money or make more money or bring that money in. Yes, hopefully when we get into, you know, we are in 4th D and we are in, going into full density 5D, but we're still in that transition. We're at the very, very start. And it's a big, long thing we're going into. And so we do bounce around back into 3D and things. So it's about, yeah, money is still what keeps a roof over our head, what gets us food. And, you know, if you don't have a market garden or a greenhouse or a, you know, a Victorian garden with all your veg or allotment, you know. So it's a balance, but understanding that we are moving away from that kind of society, which I think is a good thing. But yeah, so for now, is it wrong to earn money? Absolutely not. It's not. Manifest the hell out of that if you want money in your life. But remember, there's other things that, it's not just money that makes you happy. There's other things that make you happy, like good health, etc. You know, so abundance and prosperity. There's a lot of promise for that this year. It's an 8 year. And then we have the star. So this week, sorting out your bills and making sure everything's ready as you move forward. And then, yeah, you know, we start the year off with, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. What is your thing? What is your theme for the year? Is it about health goals? Are you going to get fitter or healthier? Are you going to learn something new, a new language? What is it? So it's about assessing your long-term goals and short-term goals and aspirations and dreams. What are they? Because if you get this sorted, then this is going to come in a lot better and a lot quicker and a lot more easily. Do you see what I mean? And again, money, learning to keep money back for a rainy day, knowing that you need to tighten the purse strings for certain things, yeah, because of, you know, gas and electricity going back up and things like that, obviously, but also the cost of food these days and things. It's ridiculous. Rent, and they really are putting the thumb screws on people to try and stop people from spending. Well, it's about being really savvy with what you do now, and it's not set in stone, but it's about keeping money for a rainy day, for the really things you really will want, as in experiences, or going somewhere and experiencing the joy of being in that place because it's beautiful or it's spiritual, or it might be a retreat, and or it might be, you know, a beautiful place in the countryside where you get to spend a week or two there, or it might be whatever it is. It's what brings you joy. So you're gonna want to be keeping money back for that kind of thing. Okay, so that's how the week starts out. About, right, what am I manifesting this month? What am I manifesting this year? What, you know, what am I putting down because I'm not bothered about that anymore? What do I need to have me, you know, get me ducks in a row and everything, you know, it's that kind of thing for this week. So it's good energy, it's not bad energy, it's good, it's just getting everything sorted, because we've come out of Christmas, we're now in the new year, and it's all systems go. So we need to get all of that prepared and ready, so that we have, as I always say, a firm foundation to work from. Because if you don't, you've got shifting sand, and everything's going to move and shift, and you're not going to know where you're at. So conserving your energy for the right things, not just letting it fritter away on money for the wrong things. Okay, what's important to you? What are your long-term goals? What are your short-term goals? As I said, what do you dream about positively? You know, what is it you'd really like to do or want to experience, etc. This is where we set the scene for the year ahead. So make it a good scene, set the scene, bring it in. So I hope that helps. So yeah, it might have gone on a little while, but I just wanted you to understand what the energy is about, what the themes are this year. So thank you for tuning in. I'll be back on next week, either Monday or Tuesday. Sometimes it's a Tuesday because I'm too busy on a Monday. But anyway, welcome to 2024. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope it brings you lots of fantastic good things and many blessings. Namaste. See you all soon.